good?
What's up, everybody? We are here. It is episode 6 of Agree to Disagree Talk. We are back in the house. I'm your first co-host, Mr. Armand Anderson Bell.
And I'm your other host, Charles Jake Johnson.
And we getting ready to do this. We got a nice little topic for you guys today. But um, before we got to set up, was that you or me?
That was me.
Okay, cool. So before we do that, we have a little bit of housekeeping. We want to get this disclaimer out. So, as we said, every episode thus far, we want to make sure that people are not in their feelings and understand. So, this show is geared towards the educating, empowering, and implementation, of voices, thoughts, and points of views from whom by society and sometimes self-standards of the way they are, God damn. I ain't even, hold on a second. Maybe I should take another drink, or maybe not. This show is geared towards the educating, empowering, and implementation of voices, thoughts, and points of view from whom, by society and sometimes self-standards way of thinking, are oftentimes misheard, misunderstood, and oftentimes badly misrepresented. By no means does this show wish to offend anyone outside of the male black perspective, nor speak for anyone but the host of our show and our guests when we have them. We wish to raise attention and awareness of this through our diverse and controversial of discussion. We wish to attempt to change perception from an us versus them and a me against the world attitude to levels of self-awareness, self-evolution, and self-accountability in the hopes of making it a better world and place for us all to live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 6 of Agree to Disagree Talk.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Glad to see you. Well, y'all glad to see us.
So, how was your weekend? You had a busy weekend.
Man, what? Yes, my weekend was very, very eventful. It was the HAPA Awards, the Hollywood African Prestigious Awards.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's my first year attending, and I think this is like the third or fourth year. Michael Blackson and Vivica Fox was the host, but it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. Culture shock. A couple kings and queens from Africa came out here. A lot of people from Africa came out, so it was a little different. Watching them and listening to them talk and just seeing the attire that they're all wearing, and it's like, yo, I feel like coming to America is right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you
crazy.
You looking kind of dapper too.
Oh, I had to go ahead and do a little something.
A little something.
It was, honestly, it was kind of different for me because I never like that. And if y'all saw the picture, I've never wore pants that, stop so short and whatnot. Back in the day, we used to call them like floods and high waters and whatnot. But that's like the style and stuff.
Right,
now.
you had to show them shoes off. So.
Yeah, I had to show them shoes off, man.
So did you get like your outfit like custom?
I got it tailored. Everything was tailored. I got mad compliments from celebrities about the jacket that I had on, the blazer. They was like, "Yo, that's a nice blazer." I'm like, "Yo, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, bro." But it was cool. I had a good time. Michael Blackson's funny. I put a little bit of it on my Facebook so y'all can check it out.
Right.
But it was cool. I had a good time. Good time. Had another interview. So.
And what were you doing there?
Just BSing. just there, man. I did an interview with True Hollywood TV.
Okay.
And then just networking, talking, watching some of the show. I ended up leaving early because I was hungry. They ain't had no food for me. I'm vegan, so they ain't had no food for me, so I had to get up out of there. And I was gonna go to the after party, but I was too tired, so I didn't even I didn't even go to the after party. I went home and went to sleep.
Well, what I do this weekend, is that what you said? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a compliment. Thank you. Who was that, Shalise? Thank you, Shalise.
Okay.
Appreciate that. So how was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was good other than work. I actually attended the Day of the Dead celebration at the famed Hollywood Forever Cemetery. It was my first time. I've lived in Hollywood, lived right across the street from it for over 12 years, and I've never gone. So I dressed up. Of course, I blinged out with my little mask and had my little outfit going. And, I've always known of the Day of the Dead celebration. I don't even want to mess it up and say it in Spanish, so it's Day of the Dead. But and it really became more popular after movies like Coco that came out and stuff. I really enjoy other cultures and their perspective on appreciating their ancestors, and to actually be in the cemetery that I've passed over 1,000 times in the 12 years. It was interesting. It's right on the other side of Paramount Studios. I never knew that motherfucker was so huge. Like, it is huge. I'm sitting there on marble benches. Them people in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, they had mausoleums above ground. I mean, they had their whole pictures, and I mean, it looked like some of the stuff out of the haunted mansion with the three heads is floating because
I've
they
been
had,
there. I've seen it. I know what you're talking
I
about.
was like, this is crazy as hell, and like the benches, but like the murals and the paintings and just the festivity. It was beautiful. I left
Man.
before midnight because I wasn't trying to go through all that crowd.
Man, they made us park our. I did a Target commercial, and they made everybody in the commercial park our cars there in the cemetery. And we didn't get done with the shoot until it was mad late. It was like probably
Yeah.
10, 11 o'clock. It was dark, and we had to walk through the cemetery to get back to our
Man,
cars. And it
I'm
was
thinking
like,
of
yo.
Thriller. I'm thinking of all kind of stuff. And like again, I've passed by there like the 12 years I've lived in my apartment. I never knew. Like I remember the first time I worked at Paramount. I was like, man, this studio is huge. It's so different than when you're passing and you're actually working there. But I had a good time. I enjoy different perspectives in life and things like that. So, before we start, Jake, give them that number.
Yo, what's up, yo? First off, like last week, we appreciate those that call in. If you want to call in, the number is 323-577-7630. I'll be sending throughout the show.
Yes.
Call in, send a text message. Y'all know, ask all the questions. We got the answers or we don't got the answers, but somebody gonna answer something. That
Right.
number again is 323-577-7630. Was good.
Right, and please send it in. We also have our game that we like to play, yes, no, maybe. So send us those questions that end in a yes, no, maybe answer. Also, this week I'd like to shout out Barber College for, I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna show it real good. This lovely haircut at the Barber College.
Crispy.
$6. $6. I'm serious. I'm really enjoying this. I first met Precise Barber College. They work through one of our Covenant House employees. So they've come. We actually have residents employed there from Covenant House. So they actually have a college. They put you through the training. So hit them up. Let them know Armand send you Precise Barber College, area code 323-741-0171. Hit them up on Facebook. Again, this is like my weekly spot. I needed something because my coworker wasn't gonna keep showing me up every week with the little crispy. So I got to come up, I got to show up too. So thank you for helping me step my game up. So every week it's gonna be fresh. Move this little head.
Well,
head-
I ain't looking too crispy right now.
no.
You know what
I
I
was like,
mean?
look
My
like
bad.
I got you, I got you. So we're gonna delve right into tonight's topic. The weather is getting cold. Seasons are changing. It is known by some, not by many. It is now what some folks like to call cuffing season. What you want to know about cuffing season, Jake?
What you want to know?
Well, I know I don't like that bitch. That's what I can tell you that right there.
Why? And what is cuffing season?
So it started. It's actually been around forever and a day. It just has a name by now. But basically, once the weather gets colder, the seasons change. Folks who are single want to get booed up.
That's what I love this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that I see the good and the bad of it. I see it that if two mutual adults can realize what the fuck is going on and agree that the contract and terms of agreement end on February 15th, it's all good in the hood. But for those who are habitual cuffers that seek people who are in their feelings and their emotion, that's where the bad part for me. And I see it happen. I have not been in cuffing season, but I've dealt with hobosexuals.
What?
Yes. Oh,
What is
God.
that?
Hobosexuals.
What is that?
A hobosexual is somebody who seeks out your affection and your time only because they need a place to stay.
What does hobo mean?
You know, a bum hobo. You've never heard the term hobo?
Yeah, but I never care for the definition, so I'm
Right.
asking you now.
Okay.
So,
So it's been loosely coined as hobosexual, meaning they can be, on the down low, or they can even be gay, but they're only with the person because they need a place to stay.
oh,
Yes.
okay.
So I've never been in the cuffing season, but I've been hobosexual. And now at 40, now that I see shit, now that I'm okay with life and life's terms, I see it a mile away. We don't even get that far. I actually had somebody who was lying and telling people that I was staying with them. And I didn't find this shit out till later on. And they pulled all the good punches. They was helping me with my show. They did all this stuff, lying. He was keeping me from our mutual friends by telling me, oh, well, so and so said this about you. They don't like you. So in my mind, I've always been like one of the people, well, bitch, you don't like me, I don't like you. And then come to find out years later that he was doing the same thing to that person. So we never found out the truth until that person was long gone from my dwellings. It was an experience, chalk it up, lesson learned, experience gained. But there are people, men and women, who are habitual cuffers.
I don't see nothing wrong with this season. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm a cake. I know y'all don't know what that is out here on the
Right.
West Coast,
Yes, please
but
enlighten me, because
back home in the Midwest, what that means is I like to be caked up with my shorty or with a shorty, um, cuffed up, chilled up, laid up, boot up, dee you know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what? That's just because I'm affectionate. So I like to. I'm glad I'm not in Michigan where y'all are experiencing this crazy weather and it's very cold out there. But out here when it get 50 degrees, that's kind of chilly to me. So
yeah.
that's considered cuffing weather for me. But yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with this weather. Us back home, we love it. And
But see, I see where you're saying that you don't see anything wrong because you've already you put the contract out, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm assuming with, the young lady who's going through this season. So that's fine. I get that. If I found somebody who we can mutually, which I have other agreements going on, just we don't call it cuffing. But I have other agreements going on where we do what we do. I don't know you after this, and you don't know me. We're cool. But there are people who seek people out intentionally to do this, and it's both on the male and female side. So this is a very gender neutral thing. I see the damaging when that person thinks it's something going on, and they get blindsided on February 15th.
well, two things. One thing. Why do you say February 15th? What is that date? Like, why do you?
So it's the day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, that's
Cuffing
right.
season starts November 1st
Uh-huh.
after Halloween
Hmm.
and goes all the way to the day after
So
Valentine's
why
Day.
don't it go until March 20th, my birthday, which is the first day of spring, which means you got all the winter, and then once winter ends, you got.
Because that's the day to get it. If you go past Valentine's Day, then you boot up. The
Uh,
cuff is I need somebody to go to Thanksgiving dinner with. I need somebody to appear at a New Year's Eve party, a Christmas party, Valentine's Day, and then February 15th come and all the gifts is returned,
so
all the
what you
affection.
saying? So what you saying is you gotta have them over for that for Thanksgiving. You
Right,
gotta eat your foods. You gotta buy them Christmas gifts.
right.
You gotta be
Go.
with them on New Year's. You gotta get them a Valentine. Dog, that's broke season for you. Man, you spending
Right.
money.
And that's
Spending
where
money
it's
on food, spending money on gifts, and then more gifts. And it's like, yo, that's you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm just ladies, I'm just joking, No, I'm serious.
Do we got any questions or comments going on right now? Let me
Kira
see.
said
Hey Kira. What she say? She said
first she said, there you go, Armand, in regards to being mutual.
yes, it is. I've seen it on both. It has no gender, no race, no ethnicity. Folks is in they feeling, and folks is seeking. I've never been the seeker as far as something like that has been seeked, But I see how damaging it is to people, and I mean they get that. You got guys out there, want to be with a girl and all that stuff to show off, and then again, Valentine's Day come February 15th and everything. It so reminds me almost of the Mary J. Blige "No Happy Holiday" song where she's singing about you wasn't there and everything like that. You gonna come around? What we got going on? So I get it. I see it. I also see how if a person is not secure with themselves, I'm learning that there's a big difference between being alone and lonely. Go ahead.
Desi, yeah, you know what? You're right, man. That's why you got to write out contracts nowadays. People, am I taking applications? Uh, um, Desi said basically to sum up what he said is it kind of sucks because at the end of cuffing season, somebody end up gaining feelings,
Right.
and that does suck. You know what I'm saying? It really do. It really do suck. Because if the other person don't feel if the feeling isn't mutual, then somebody feelings gonna get hurt. Somebody gonna get hurt.
And more and
But
we
that's why you got to write out contracts, man.
right
You got to
or be an adult
or
and talk
record.
about
Be
it.
an adult. Let them know, hey, we gonna do this for this time, and then after that, that be that. I'm not gonna hold you to nothing. You're not gonna hold me nothing. We go our separate ways, and then when we meet up, we meet up. Or if I need a late night call, I know who to call.
Right.
So do you.
On late night, and it was so funny that we talked about this because you were having a debate either on your page or Lorenzo's page about relationships, and I put in I'd rather be um, single and sane than crazed and coupled. And at 40 years old, I used to be, because society tells you or makes you believe that everything is like a Disney movie where you got to have somebody, you have to be in a relationship,
No, Kira.
and then, what? What she say?
Continue, man. Continue.
But I'm cool at 40. Like I used to be one of, I don't have nobody. Like the holidays, for me, I suffer from major depression. So when the weather changes and this holiday season comes, it was a very detrimental time for me before because all those things, I'm alone and I'm single. Now it's like I'm alone and I'm single. I am a single adult with no kids. Anybody who knows me knows I move around like I have a car. I move around like I ain't got nothing else. I go to Disneyland, I go to Magic Mountain, I go out of town because I decided to step out and do the things that I wanted to do with or without nobody. I also learned, like I said, I'm learning that there's a difference between being alone and lonely. And you're never alone if you're alone with the person that you like. I want to say that one more time. You're never alone. You're alone with the person you like. Now that takes some introspective time, and I've done that work already. I've sat in the mirror, I've cried, I've cussed myself out. I mean, sometimes my cutoff game is so strong, I stop talking to myself. But I'm okay with that now. I'm okay with being alone. I'm not lonely, and sometimes it's better. Shit.
So Kiera Jones, yo, you right. She's basically said you got to be careful with cuffing season because cuffing season can last 18 years.
Oh well, yeah. Well, see, my
You
tubes are
right.
tied, so that don't affect me. But I get you, and again, that's where adulting comes from. I'm pretty sure a majority of people on this earth, we all here because the cuffs didn't come off, or they came on and they didn't know how to take them off. This is not 1970. This is not we're adults now, and we should be more careful and cautious when we interact with one another. Sometimes you gotta, like, they made a joke about it on Dave Chappelle, that contract. Remember that skit where I think it was the Kobe contract or something like that. But sometimes you gotta have that contract or at least talk about, look, I like you, but it's at a different level.
Yo, Desi, you right about that. Yeah. Still got to be careful with them contracts.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to call in. What's that number, Jake?
That number is 323-577-7630. 323-577-7630. Hit us up.
Yes.
You know, sorry, I had to fix the headpiece. But here, you know what? One thing I've learned about being in LA is, man, These women out here, man. I'm not gonna even just say LA because I've dated women just in whatever part of the West Coast that they're now here.
Oh,
But
area codes, man.
man, these women ain't like the ones back home, man. I'm not- back home, but me as a man now, okay, y'all know, young Jake, I was a little wild, wild dude and whatnot. But me now, I'm a grown man. I know how to talk to women. I know how to, express my emotions, not on no soft. What's up, KB? Not on no soft stuff. I know how to, express my emotion. I'm in tune with my feelings. These women out here call that soft. I'm like, yo, man, that's some female stuff. I'm like, dang. I'm like, yo, you want that cutthroat? I'm like, nah, that ain't me. I'm like, you can't talk to the women out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you try to be like, yo, I don't like it when you do this because when you do this, it make me feel like this. Just trying to, step my communication game up instead of holding things in and then blowing up. They think that's soft. Back home, they like, yo, talk, bring it out, let it out. And now that I do that, it's like, okay, well, I ain't there no more. So, lady, should I keep being like that? Because out here, they don't like that. But out there, back home, y'all told me to do it. Y'all like it. That's
But
that's that's what y'all like in a man. Out here, at least the women I came across, they don't like that. And off. What y'all think? Holla
but
at me.
but why? Okay, it's always funny when I see heterosexual relationships, and for women, it's like, bitch, pick a struggle. You want chivalry or you want independence. You can't have both. And I see how women are so used to, I get it, because as a person who has suffered from codependency and people pleasing, when you get treated bad, that's all you used to. So if you're not dotting their I, if you're not whooping them, if you're not cussing them out, calling them everything under the sun, we have equated that to caring. So now when you've done what they've asked you to do, they don't know how to take it.
But it's not what they. One thing I learned is the women. Okay, I've this is my fourth state that I lived in, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I lived in North Carolina, Texas, Michigan, and out here.
Okay.
The women back home in the Midwest, it's kind of like the women in the South. I love women. I love Texas women. I love I love Michigan women too, but
You just love women's.
I just love women.
I ain't
I
mad
love
at you
women,
because I
but it's
love
just.
men's. Men's.
But I don't, but just seeing how I don't know if it's the way women are raised back home versus in the South versus versus here in LA. It's just like, man, it's like the women here. Not to offend any of my viewers on whatever streaming service you watching me on. It's like y'all want some little boys. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all want some little boys, and it's
Yeah.
like the women in the South. They kind of like groom they men. To be men.
Right.
I'm not saying you need a woman to groom you, but it's like, yo, they let you be a man, not just by showing masculinity or whatever, but just by being able to express yourself and talk. And you know what I'm saying?
The,
It's difficult dating here. That's why y'all don't see me with nobody out here. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
I
It's
mean, it's
difficult.
the way it should be as adults. We learn how to communicate. It's a give or take, and so I get it when you're used to a certain thing. Again, being called every name under the sun. Getting your eye blacked on a regular basis. When someone does the opposite, you don't know how to take that. And so we have to step back and realize that we should want more for ourselves from the person we're dating. But first, all that got to start within. Like, I know I'm not gonna put up with X, Y, and Z anymore. And so if you can't give that, then there's no point of us talking. Again, I've been single for, man, it's been a good minute. But I realize everybody wants you to be a thug. Even in the gay community, it's all these requirements. I get more attention as my alter ego in drag as a plus size female. But as a dude, I hardly get hit on. And I'm just like, that's some bullshit. And it had me at a point really reconsidering who I was until I had to step back and be like, nah, I'm not conforming for another person. I'm more than a fetish. I'm more than these things. And when I start saying those things, then I was okay, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. KB, KB, you right. But that's like I was saying earlier, that's kind of difficult when it comes to women here. This is why I choose to either date women, you know, in Texas or back home, or if I do date a woman from here, she's not from here.
Right.
She's 9 times out of 10 from the East Coast, from
Wait
the
a minute,
middle.
hold on. So we're not going. What we're not going to do is bash everybody born and raised.
No,
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 no.
no. I get what you're
Okay,
saying.
okay, okay,
And
okay.
somebody else made the
I'm
comment.
always speaking about the women that I come
No, no, no.
across here.
I know we always gonna speak from the eye, but what I'm saying, people always say, "Oh, I thought you was from the South."
Oh, you
The
went off
only
the
South,
comment.
right? The only
Okay.
South I'm from is South Central, but I was raised with my great grandmother. I was raised with my grandfather, teaching us manners and teaching us those things. So I always go to auditions, and you do the little round table. Hi, I'm so and so, and I just got here, and they dog California. And I always make sure that I go last because it's like I'm gonna hit them with that. Hi, my name is Armand Anderson Bell. I'm born and raised here in California. And if you don't like it, y'all can take y'all ass back home. It's always the transplant, meaning the people who are not born in California come here and they have this glitz and glamour idea of what California. Some, but it's not. It's an individual thing. Just like individual, we take the individual for what they do. A lot of people that I know have manners. It's on the individual to choose to be rowdy, to be rough, to be disrespectful. So we can't marginalize. And yes, the South is normally known for manners and things like that. I get that. I don't know where my people are from back. I know my great grandmother's from Louisville,
But they like that in
you
the
know,
Midwest too, back home in Michigan.
but LA is always considered
But
something else. So I get that.
LA.
But we need to be adults. Like, I don't understand why a woman, like some of y'all women, like y'all cuffing season again, like we talked about it this for 18 years. Why, if you knew that you was a jump off, then say that, like, jump off the train. Don't use that man's baby against you or against him because you bitter. And we see it all the time. We see it both on the men's side as well too, where they can't get rid of what they did. We got to start being adults and making better decisions.
Women, honestly, women don't even. And I'm not even going to just sit up here and say women are can only be jump offs because I know some sisters out there, some of my lady friends, they be they be the dudes in relationships or they be the dudes in little situationships or whatnot. But
What question? Do we have any questions on my
let me speak to my Instagram. Hey, everybody on Instagram, if you are asking a question, I cannot see it. Go to my Facebook, Jake Technique Johnson. If you can't spell technique, that sucks. Google it. Jake Technique Johnson book and just join on there and then ask your question on there because my phone is over there and I can't see it, so I'm sorry.
I think we're doing much better after 6 episodes as far as getting this technology working. Thank you to Kevin Taylor and Jamaica Jatoy for the critiques that you guys gave me earlier today. Hopefully, I did you guys wonders.
Ooh, I got a question for the ladies. Go ahead.
Okay, so I thank you guys for that. Again, we're learning each other. This is new for us both, so I'm happy with 6. We're gonna do so much more.
And Kiara, you kind of just I skimmed through what you said, but you kind of just made me think of a question. Ladies, God, it's something I don't understand. Y'all stress me out, man. Man, y'all stress me. I got a question.
Take your time.
Why? I'm gonna look at this camera right here. Why? Can you please tell me? Do you love hood niggas? Why? What is it about hood and what I mean by hood niggas? I ain't talking about us in our early 20s because we all ran the streets. Well, I'm talking about as a grown adult, a grown adult.
Baby, you shouldn't be no hood at 30, baby.
What?
I'm sorry.
Man, when I
There's a
see
level.
30-something-year-olds sagging they pants, I'm like, bruh, if you only knew where that came from.
Right.
Why, ladies?
I-
What
you
is it?
know,
What is it?
wait,
No, no,
hold
no.
on.
That's another subject
Right,
because
but
I know where you're
I'm
trying to go with
glad.
that.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because straight men don't want to admit it or talk about it. So I'm glad that you acknowledge that, and it's not what everyone sees. That it's not cool because you put some ass in my face, I'm liable to pinch you because I'm that queen again. My mouth is slick and my hands is quicker. So you put some, in my disrespectful days, maybe yesterday, but Disrespectful days, you put some ass in my face. That's just like if you put some titty. Well, you know.
Nah. No, that's a question, ladies. I want to know why y'all like hood dudes. You know, why y'all like hood dudes? You know,
But okay, can I speak from the gay men because I can't speak for women.
I mean, I like hood rats. No,
Right.
no,
But
I'm joking. I'm joking. No, let me stop playing. I told my mom like maybe like 7 months ago. I said, Mom, like I done had the sophisticated woman. I done had the woman that's about business. I done had you know mature grown woman. I'm like, Mom, but it's just something about a hood rat, Mom. Like I don't know what it
right,
is.
but you can't take that
I don't know.
hood rat.
Like I ain't think no, they're just to have fun. You know,
Right.
just have a little
It's
fun. Like,
about a
Mom, like
fantasy.
you know.
It's about a fantasy. But that fantasy got to stop at
But
30.
but I'm not trying to cuff. I'm not trying to wife up no
Right.
hood rat. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to know why I be seeing these women. Who was here with long hair? like, I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry.
why,
That
why I
was,
see these women with these hood dudes, and I just be like, man, what am I missing?
and they don't know when a good man they rather again when you're used to a certain level of respect for yourself, because I always tell people, and something again that I'm learning myself is that when you respect yourself enough, um, people have no choice. Wait, hold on a second.
Kiara, you stupid.
Oh, baby, let me tell you. Go ahead, read it, because I'm gonna comment on that, and I'm gonna say ain't nothing like some old hood sex, whether you a straight man, a gay man, it's just something. It's the fantasy. But then we want that person that we can take to the business meeting. Like I have a wonderful hood. Again, I'm a self-proclaimed hood queen. I proclaim myself because I'm not. I can be bougie, I can be uppity, but I can also be very hood. I like different roles and personas, and in the bedroom it's a different thing. That whole swag, whether it's a woman or a man or what like that, it's entertaining. But you think about it, and some things you just got to leave at the movie theater. Shit. Do we have any questions on any of the Facebook pages or anything?
Yo, the phone number if you want to call in 323-577-7630. 323-577-7630. Again, if you're on my Instagram and you got a question, I cannot see your question. If you type it,
Right.
I'm sorry.
And my
Go to my
laptop is
Facebook.
kind of slow, so
Go to my Facebook, Jake Technique Johnson, and just ask your question from there. Or soon I'm gonna stop streaming from Instagram, but yeah. I still want some answers. I got one that's from Kiera. She said she just like that good hood sex. I know what she mean. I know what she mean.
every
But
now and then you like,
it just seemed they can go longer. It just seemed the women can go longer.
yes, yeah, it's very appealing, and it's also again, it's a different conforming when you can be very hood and still be smart, and it's nice to switch it up every now and then. It's like putting on a good new wig, the personality switch for I guess for straight men, like it's going from baggy jeans or whatever to like the suits. You have a different perspective and the way you carry yourself when you change your clothes.
Desi, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I'm not about to read all this. I know y'all can see it yourself, but everybody got their preference. People, women who love hood, hood dudes. Uh, you know,
Something for everybody. What you don't like, somebody else. I have my favorite line. Rest in peace, John Witherspoon.
one moment, Kim.
But Miss Purley from Friday After Next, she said, "Bitch, don't you worry about it. Somebody like it." And I've had to say that to me. Don't you worry about it, bitch. You may not like all this, but trust and believe. I got the receipts to prove that somebody don't want nothing but all this on their back. Trust and believe.
Kim, the question was
You wasn't ready for that, was you?
no, because my mind's somewhere else when you say something on their back. Um, Kim, the question was why do women? You stupid. Dog. Kim, KB, the question was why do women like hood niggas? Why hood dudes? You know, what is it about hood dudes that attract a woman so much? Don't say security, okay? Because I ain't no hood dude no more. And y'all know you with me,
Wait,
secure.
ain't getting nothing, no security. Only security you getting out of a hood dude is it got social in front of it. Come on now.
But no, when I ask that question to my lady friends in person, that's the first thing they say. Just security. It's just their security. It's like, what you mean? Financial?
Girl,
Yeah, she just. What do you
girl,
mean?
come okay,
Help me.
cause you know just like you know with a hood rat, ain't nothing secure. And if I'm wrong, prove it. I would gladly rephrase and everything. But we know, that's what the whole mentality. Like I'm gonna do what I do, make it do what it do. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm just thinking for the moment. Whether you a hood rat, a hood dude, and if their perspectives have changed, then hey, they have. But from what I know, no.
Yeah. Armand,
Yes, sir.
what is a hood rat to you?
A hood rat?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what a hood rat is. I just look at somebody and be like,
Really?
oh yeah, that's probably a hood rat right there, you know.
Well, no, okay.
No,
So
I'm joking, y'all.
there's a difference again, like the song say, than a hood rat and a hoochie mama. But I don't even know because the hood rats from my generation, the early '90s, are different than. Okay, so the hood rats then are what they call the thoughts now.
Mm,
That hoe over there. So basically, a hood rat was somebody who ran around the whole neighborhood and had sex with everybody.
that's a hood
And
rat.
that, we're gonna take the words and we're gonna take them and hood,
Yeah.
meaning they're in a geographical location.
Uh-huh.
They've gone and had sex with all the homies.
Now, what about the white girl in Beverly Hills?
Right. They never got that. They got just tramp. Their
Oh,
their
okay, there
their
you
their
go.
words are
That's a
different.
word the black community don't use.
Right. Oh no. Or
I
hus.
don't, I
Or
don't.
I'm an old school, so it's like hussy. But that's generally what a hood rat was. Now it's that considered thoughtin', meaning like when you see like the song what video what is everywhere we go I see that's basically what they're talking about is the girl or we're gonna be real in the case the guy
Mhm.
because there are hoods when I was living in the jungles
Desi said slut.
right slut
Hey,
you
KB,
know
KB, you know what? And a lot of my lady friends say the same thing. She said women don't necessarily want a hood dude. They want a man that can't run over them, that will put them in their place from time to time. I get it.
yeah
I get it.
it ain't nothing wrong with being choked up as long as we got a safe word but I'm saying I mean you Jake
Huh?
you may have had encounters where it's just a little bit rough, but it was enjoyable rough, like the biting of the neck.
No, don't bite
And
me.
oh, okay. Well, see, that's your, some people
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, don't bite me. You leave a
you
mark
know,
on me, I'm gonna leave a mark on you. Don't bite me.
you
You
know,
bite me, I'm biting you back. You scratch me, you
a
scratch my back,
scrap.
I'm scratching your back.
But
We look
some
out
people
for each
like all
other.
that. I
Keep your
used to have
nails out my
dudes.
skin.
I used to have dark skinned dudes who wanted to do nothing but give me hickeys. And at the time, you don't know what's going on because it just feels so good. And they're like, ooh, and I'm not even light skinned, I'm brown skinned. But they love to put hickeys on me. And my dumb ass walking around at 20 something years old and you trying to cover it up with the sweater. But in the moment, it just feels so good. And they do
Man,
that shit on purpose.
I used to use my mama's.
What you with the vacuum cleaner,
Man,
dude?
I used to use my mama's the little bottle said cover up. And back in Michigan, I'm a lot lighter than what I am here in LA. If y'all saw my feet, you'll be like, yo, you a real light skinned dude. But I used to use my mom's cover up, and
Or the
when
makeup.
them females try to put a hickey on my neck, I'm like, oh, we call them shady ass hater marks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used to put that
But
on my neck
that
and
that's
go to
like
school.
that's passion mark because they want to know like they like you mine,
Nah, because
you
it'll be a
mine,
jump off that do that.
right? And that's why they do it, or they do it because they want your regular to know that you've had jump off. So that's like
That's why they call hater marks.
but when at the time that they was given, you couldn't decipher because it just felt so delicious.
Desi said, "You want a hood dude until he ran you over with his car." Basically, that's what he
Right,
said.
or you want a hood rat until she come up and give you bye and all that kind of good crazy stuff. Nah, we not. After a certain age, all that stuff got to stop.
Nah, it do. It do.
Producer Paul, any questions?
I didn't see any on the Facebook.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, give us a call, 323-577-7630. Also, we would like your comments, your questions. If you feel that our topics of discussion is not to your liking, then bitch, put them fingers to the keyboard and tell us what you want us to talk about. I am more than happy to listen to what you have to say, but don't sit there and read on the slide if you ain't got nothing to contribute to the conversation.
You know what? I take that back. I met a young lady here in LA, and she was actually 100%. She was actually like she's she's perfect. So I will say that it's some women that I've dealt with here in LA. Not all women that's from LA. I think I said that earlier, but I want to
Yeah.
go ahead and reiterate that. Most hood men come with liars and 99 problems.
Yep.
KB, you are probably correct.
As well as the females.
And yeah, I'm speaking about the females. I can't tell you about no hood dude. You know.
You can't speak on your counterparts, or is that just and that's against your code of ethic? Because y'all,
Go ahead and say it. Y'all are straight men. Go ahead and say it.
I'm just gonna
I
say
know, I know,
no.
you know you're about to say it.
I'm
Y'all,
just gonna
y'all
say
straight men.
because gay men do it too. So it's a universal thing when it just comes to being, you know, just gully with it. It's no gender, no age, no race. You got some gully ass white men that do the same thing. They just a little bit crisper with theirs. Hispanic community, everybody, Asian men. It's no gender, no race. It is what it is.
I hope we ready.
Oh, what's our time? Because I did want to talk. I got to talk about Brandon T. Jackson, that punk. 41. 41. Okay. Can I?
Man.
So I had to gather my thoughts because I don't know if you guys are aware.
He will be doing the majority of the talking on this. I am a actor out here, and I am very limited on what comes out of my mouth.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
please
So
proceed.
I'm not an actor.
Yeah, you are, but that's different.
So
It's different.
the actor Brandon T. Jackson recently went on TMZ and proclaimed that he felt that his career took a nosedive for his past roles. Number one, playing a gay man in the movie Tropic Thunder, and then secondly in Big Mama's House, where he was in drag. Big Mama's House 3. He then further went on to say that the his power source, his God, whatever the case may be, was punishing him for those acts. Now, the problem that I have with this statement on so many levels is number one, as an actor, you're doing just that. You're acting. There have been greater actors because Brandon T. Jackson, you corny as hell. You wasn't that funny in any of those movies. Um, where'd you come from, baby? I have no idea. They just drug you out of somewhere because you wanted to be relevant. My biggest problem with that statement is that you're using your religion or your spiritual beliefs to justify your homophobic views.
We cannot tell him that he's wrong if that's what his religion states.
True. Okay, so
So
but you
if
if
he
you
fully
feel that, but I personally am sick and tired of, and I don't see white men do it, I don't see Latino men do it. It is black men hiding behind their homophobia with religion, just like other races hide behind their racism and use religion as a crutch. If you are racist, if you are homophobic, then you be that. But don't use your religion and your beliefs to hide behind your actions. You throwing rocks and hiding your hands.
but you could actually be making a false accusation, like you're accusing him of being. You don't know for sure that that man is homophobic. Maybe he truly believes, because what his religion teaches, that that's why his career took a nosedive.
Okay.
We cannot say, and remember, it's always facts versus feelings. We
Right.
cannot say that he's homophobic or he's hiding his homophobia or whatever, um, or whatever he said about him and his homophobia and his religion. We
Right.
cannot say that that man doesn't truly believe that because he did that, that is the reason his career went down.
Okay.
If
His
that's
career
what
went down because he a corny ass actor.
okay, there's a lot of corny
No,
actors,
there are a lot
but
of
we
great actors, such as it. I mean, we can go back from actors as Jack Lemmon, Dustin Hoffman, who have played in drag. Hell, the one of the most manliest men, Wesley Snipes, and as quiet ugly as it was, Veen Ray played Holiday Heart.
Mhm.
You didn't see them coming back and saying, "Oh, my career took a
But
nosedive
you got to
because of
remember
this."
they
They
didn't.
were secure in their manhood,
Okay,
Jake.
but you got to understand that's them. They
Right.
don't. Their careers didn't take a nosedive, did it?
No.
Exactly. So if his took a nosedive, and based upon his religion, what he said in Deuteronomy, I don't remember the
He
chapter and
didn't even
verse.
say Deuteronomy, right? He was just like,
He said he's probably said it wrong,
he did.
but we know what he mean. What he said in Deuteronomy, whatever about man being in women's clothing and whatnot.
Where?
Time out, because it is in there. You know, if that's what he truly believes, then who are we to tell him? Just like you said with the whole identifying as,
Okay.
who are we to tell him that you're homophobic and you're hiding behind that religion? Who are we to say that?
Okay. You got this. What I want to say is, d-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
what I want to say is that I am sick and tired of African American men using the Bible and using their religion. Again, this is the particular thing that we're talking about, but it happens all the time. Just like the same white man who was praying to God and beating us slavery, that's the same Bible that the so-called Christian used to condemn gay people. There is not a of saying gay is at the bottom. You got adulterers. You got all this like that. If you feel that way, which everyone's entitled to, because hell, I got a thing against ugly people. How about that? But if you are homophobic, then be that. Just say that. If you're racist, I will respect you more for you being who you are, but not hiding behind something and making an excuse. Now, what I believe is that Brandon is struggling because again, secure men, and also as an actor, why is it always, oh, because I played gay, or oh, because I this? You play robbers, you play killers, you play in Supernatural, you play superheroes. Ain't no damn Wakanda. But you didn't see him coming out and saying, "Oh, my career is taking a hit because I played a superhero,
Did
or
his
I
career, but
play."
you got to remember,
No, but
did their
why are
career
we the
take a
why are
hit for
we the
doing those
scapegoat?
roles?
Why is a same just like Jake?
No, you
Jake,
cannot use every. You
it is because no, I'm not using it. They're using it. Did you not have a scene where you was in bed with a woman?
Mhm.
Were you acting?
Mhm.
So why was it? But if you were to play a gay character, and I'm not saying you, but why is it okay to say something like that about the gay roles? The men who have played gay roles
That man is
are
speaking
confident.
his truth. What is wrong with him speaking his truth? That is one person. You got people like Will Smith, the GOAT. You got people like Wesley
He's
Snipes.
a goat in more than one way.
You got people like Ving
Wesley
Rhames. You got people like Eddie Murphy who don't mind, who don't mind dressing up as women.
Don't
You know
put
what I'm
Eddie in
saying?
that. Don't put Eddie in that. Don't put Eddie.
Even Eddie,
Don't
Martin
don't.
Lawrence.
Okay, we.
You got
I'm just
but
saying you can't put
hold on,
Eddie in that
hold on.
situation
You got people that don't mind. You know what I'm saying?
because they're
But
what?
no,
They're
no, no, no,
actors and
no.
they're adults.
Okay, time out. But that's a person by person basis. Just because this one guy said according to his religion, that's like check this out. That's like a man saying, okay, I committed adultery. My wife stayed with me. I committed adultery. I cheated on my wife. She didn't leave me. She stayed with me. But now she wants to divorce me. I'm hoping I'm using a good example. Now she wants to divorce me, whatever, because she doesn't trust me, and that is God punishing me because I committed adultery. God, my wife is leaving me. I no longer will have a wife, because I cheated on my wife, and it goes against the Bible. So now that's God punishing me because she no longer wants to be with me. He's saying I done these gay roles. I've done these roles where he was gay. I never seen those movies either. I don't know. I
Because
haven't
it's
seen.
a corny
I've
ass.
done. But what I'm saying is, he's saying I've done these gay role or these roles as women or whatever, and now my God is punishing me because it goes against what it says in Deuteronomy. It is the same thing. If one person believes he's being, and this is his truth, if one person believes that he's being punished and his wife no longer wants to be with him because he messed around her, and according to the Bible, we ain't supposed to do that, then according to the Bible, if you want to go back to the Old Testament in Deuteronomy, if he's saying, okay, God said don't do this, well, I did it anyway, and now I'm not booking no roles. Now my acting career is taking a nosedive. It is because I did these roles. That is the
Why
same.
didn't he say I have no career because I'm
We
corny?
because we can't
If
tell that
you
man what to say.
right,
If
but
that's
what
not
I'm
what he,
saying
if he really is a great actor, then how can we tell him to say no? It's because you corny.
right, but I'm saying you don't know how detrimental it is to our community when people use, and it's not just in acting. People use the Bible all the time to justify their hatred for same-sex people. They feel that their sin, whatever it is, because I love shrimp, I love seafood, but it's also in the Bible. I'm not going to say, oh, this it. People have used that for generations, and they still use the Bible to condemn and kill same-sex attracted people. What I'm saying is stop hiding behind your religion or your spirituality and say what you feel and mean what you say.
That man said what he felt and he meant what he said. Now,
Okay.
but you're trying to say that that's not his truth. That's what you're
No,
saying.
what I'm saying is people need to stop doing that. Just like people, there are racist people who will justify being racist and they use the Bible instead of saying, no, I don't like you because of your color of your skin. When they were burning crosses on our lawns, they were still praising God at the same time. The Bible was an instrument used to, quote unquote, keep us in our place. It was given to us. King James decided, well, I don't like what the other ruling is, so I'm going to write me a book and it's going to be what I want it to be. It has been passed down by generations. When it's passed down, it's lost in translation. There is no measuring stick. I'm pretty sure the higher power, my understanding, than somebody else's is not saying, "Oh, adultery's here, wearing mixed fabric is here, doing all that stuff," but homosexuality is at the bottom,
No,
and that's what we're seeing all the time. People have died and had it justified because their Bible said that.
this is for you here.
I'm reading a question right now, so. I don't think it's generalizing. It happens all the time. So how do I not say that when my fellow brothers and sisters who are same-sex attracted have been their murders and their death have been justified by people saying their God said there have been little kids there
But
have been
that's but you know what? If you want to use that, then that's just like a black person saying the exact same thing because they're black.
what do you mean?
You're saying that uh, a heterosexual or somebody who hates the gay community will kill a gay person because of their because they're gay, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. So that's just like so you can't so
These
basically
are
what
the cases that I know
right, but you're
and that I
singling
see.
so you're separating the homosexual community versus let's just say I know that there's black gays. I'm just trying to separate the communities, okay? Just real quick.
The
If this
other
is making any sense.
communities don't do that shit.
Time out. So are you saying that there's black people to this day that don't get killed by whites because they're black? Are you saying that?
No, I'm not saying that. Did you not hear when I said people hide behind religion to justify their racist and
But you
homophobic?
all, you know what? But you always say you always single out and say, and I was thinking about this at the house too. Gosh, I had it in better. Like I should have wrote it down. You always say,
I cannot help but generalize when I'm talking about the slaying of my brothers and sisters on a day-to-day basis from cases we do not hear
right, but you make
because
it seem
the
like if you
people have done it. Again, my family doesn't do it. I know lots of family. I'm talking about the people who do it. Not every black person is homophobic and blames the Bible. Not every white person is racist. I'm talking about the people who do. That I am targeting and individualizing because that's what I know. That's what I see when I see a person who is 21 years old get killed and their father or their mother justify by saying the Bible says it. Yes, I'm generalizing that because that happened. Just like we generalize cops are killing our black men. Do we not generalize then? Not all cops are people killer.
I
My
agree.
uncle from the hood is a sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the individual basis and the individual people who use religion to hide behind their homophobic and racist ways. I don't see this happening in other communities. If it does, please
Or do
let
you
me
not
know.
pay attention
No,
to it?
I pay attention. I pay attention.
You don't see it. Yeah, but you can't say again, man. You can't say that because what you just said is you're specifically talking about your brothers and sisters in that community, correct?
Yes.
You didn't say you're talking about your brothers and sisters in that community and the black community, period, because you just said you don't see it happening in no other community,
No.
but it happens in the black community every single day.
Yes, it does.
Exactly. So, which means you do see it in another community, which means you
Well,
see it in your.
I don't see it in whites. I don't see white communities kicking out their same-sex attracted, or if they do, they come back. They don't use the religion.
Okay.
I don't see, and I can only speak for black and brown because those are the closest to me. Those are closest what I see. When you see individuals who don't make it to 21, not because they were in a gang, not because of that, but because they were beaten or thrown to the side because they were same-sex attracted. And the justification of that is it's in the Bible. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I see. I again, it's a situation and a conversation that we don't have. We blame it on and again, I don't know everyone in the world, so I can't speak for everyone. I only can speak for my brothers and sisters who have been slain, murdered, and killed, and the justification. We've seen it in the news where that young man was just like you. I don't know if you remember the incident. It was at Howard University, and the young man had lost his glasses. He was in the shower and lost his glasses, and they beat him because they thought he was trying to fill up on them or look at them. The man was blind; he couldn't see. But it was cool because, oh, well, we thought he was trying to touch on us, not knowing that he didn't have his glasses. Cases like that happen every day. I've witnessed and seen and been to funerals where the young person was thrown out of their house because of their sexual identity, and their parents or relatives justified it by saying it's in the Bible. That's what I'm talking about. I get it. I'm specifically talking about those individuals who do it. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Kiera said, "Yes, it happens all the time in non-black communities." Can you elaborate on that? Did I say 15? Okay.
It probably does. I don't know those communities. I can't speak for, I know that the numbers in the communities of color, black and brown, outweigh the numbers of other things. I can't say that, and I don't know, and I don't profess.
So where do you see it happening the most? Are you saying
That's what I'm
happens?
saying.
Are you saying it happens the most in the gay community?
What do you mean?
The deaths.
No, yes, it happens in the black gay community.
So you're
That's
saying
what I'm
so
saying,
you're
that the
saying
numbers don't lie.
so you're
It may
saying
be a
that the
small fraction in other communities, but the
so let's just speak about the black. Let's just speak about black. Period. You're saying that you're saying that there's more black. Hopefully, I'm phrasing this right. But you're saying that you know what I'm talking about. You're saying that there are more black homophobic deaths, not homophobic, but gay.
deaths caused by homophobia.
Yeah, deaths caused by homophobia than just deaths in the black community. Period. Outside, not those that are.
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
yes.
That's a fact.
Yes, that is a fact. We can look up numbers. We can look up the deaths of, and again, this is only the number that's being targeted or the numbers that are being submitted. There are deaths every day that happen that people don't claim. If you are a transgender individual, and when you die, that's just I've gone to individuals' funerals who lived an out and proud life, but their parents say they omit that from their life. If you are a transgender, they will put you in the opposite sex that you were from because they're ashamed of who you were. I see that happening all the time.
Real quick, I don't know, season. If you hear me, if you're watching, I know you have great questions, and you're not asking your questions. I don't know if you heard me before, but if because we spoke about some things earlier today. Season, if you can hear me, if you're watching, weigh in. We got about like 5 minutes.
Right. And if not, submit those questions on our pages. We're more than happy to get to them the next week, or we individually, we check the pages all the time. So please, we welcome your critiques. We welcome your suggestions for topics. Again, this show is about talking about topics, but then at the end of the day, as adults, we're going to agree to disagree.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no, there's no bashing or anything like that. We at the end of the day, even
And
if
if it seems like I am very passionate,
mhm.
because as a 40-year-old man, I know my life could have been ended differently. I've seen my sisters and my brother who went on a date and or went to meet somebody. There was an instance in New York where the they were meeting on the gay party line, a group of people. The young man met them in the park. They got to the park and they were trying to rob, and he ran into the middle of the street and was killed. That stuff like that happens all the time. It doesn't happen in straight communities, and if it does, I don't know about it because I'm not straight. But we don't. We have our life is just like we as black men have a target on us. As gay black men, there's another target on us. As gay transgender men and women, there's another target on us. Imagine
But you know
having.
what? Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. And you're not transgender, but you have friends that are. Are the transgender deaths, you know, and I'm not trying to be insensitive, but are the transgender deaths because they're not being honest and saying,
No,
who they are and what they were
that's the scape.
in the beginning, before, let's say, before, before being intimate with the straight male, or
No, that's
if
the
that makes
that's the
sense.
that's you're making sense. That's the scapegoat. Just like what's his name in Florida used that Trayvon Martin was attacking him. He
George
used
Zimmerman.
his race as a scapegoat. 9 times, and I've told you this before myself. When I meet these dudes, they know exactly what's up. It's once they have ejaculated, then that's when reality sets in. That's when they say, "Oh my God, I've just had sex with a transgender female or transgender male, and I can't deal with that. So the only way I can deal with it is to say I was provoked." That's just like, and we talked about that.
Hmm.
Where I'm not gonna hold my tongue because it hurts. I know this for a fact. Now, are there some transgenders who don't tell? Yes,
Hmm.
there
and,
is.
and let me speak about that. Men that's watching and that's here, and I want you to weigh in. If a man has sex with a transgender, it's called a transgender woman,
Yes.
right? A man that becomes a woman, a transgender woman.
Hmm.
If a straight man has sex with a transgender woman, but was never aware, never knew that woman was transgender, is he? Does that consider the man? Is that okay? Forget this whole identifying stuff. Okay, be straight, thoroughbred, straight answer.
Because mind you, there's a difference between transgender and transsexual. When you are transsexual, you fully had the operation.
No, I'm yeah, okay, you're right.
So
Okay,
when
so
you're
a trans.
transgender, you may have titties on top, but you got a big old dick. Well, can't say,
Okay, so a
you know,
transsexual. So if a straight man has sex with a transsexual, in my eyes, I don't consider that man gay. I
right,
don't. I don't consider him gay if he was unaware, if he didn't know.
right.
What do you think?
Are they gay?
Hmm.
No, because a gay again is two men having sex. These
Real
individuals,
real quick, what do y'all think? No. Okay.
it's different, and again, they're using their masculine privilege. They're as saying, "Oh, I didn't know." They knew. They know whether you can
No, no,
tell.
no, 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 no. No,
They're
no,
Jake.
I'm
Okay.
speaking for those who specifically really don't, who really didn't know.
Mhm.
Because you can't tell me that that person that was in my DM, you can't tell me if you look at that person, you will know that was a man.
I know.
But
You know, just like it's again, it's a you. They can have the best surgery in the world. It's just it's like a spidey
when
sense.
I saw, like, I know who that individual is because I seen him on Maury or whatever.
Right, right.
But when I was actually at the out there in Hollywood, I didn't even know. I didn't have
But
no clue who
that's
that was
just the
till my
same thing.
my
Like
boy told
we
me.
don't know all crackheads until we get like you thought I had a girlfriend,
Shit, I don't. That's because I don't place judgment. I didn't know
right?
you was
But what
gay.
I'm saying,
I didn't know you was gay.
right,
I
Stevie
don't.
Wonder. But what I'm saying now that you've been educated, there's certain signs you can look for, and that's not always true because there's some big brawly ass women too. So it's not always an accurate interpretation, but there's something that you can tell. And again, I can't speak for everyone. I know the girls who have told, and I know the ones who haven't told.
How do you feel about the ones who haven't told?
It's wrong, and it's wrong because that's just like me coming up to you and hugging on you and not letting you know I have a cold. It's not as extreme, but it's still I have a responsibility to say, look, there's something I got a cold sore or I just had the flu, and I'm sitting there hugging and coughing in your face. When the repercussions happen, you can't be mad at nobody but me. That's how I feel. Again, I've never been that person to not tell them who I was because I've seen what happens. So I've always, and I told you, I'm like, look, y'all doing all this talking, oh, you pretty and everything. Look, I'm a man and my dick is probably bigger than yours. What's the next question? And they can proceed or they can't. But there's no way that they would ever say Armand Anderson Bell or Imani Phoenix ever lied about who I was because I've seen the repercussions of what happens. And I'm not trying to do that. So I know there's accountability on both parts.
Do you tell your friends who don't tell men that they're transsexual? Do you tell them that they're wrong? Let it. You
I
just.
don't say that they're wrong. Again, y'all grown, just like the friends who use drugs and all that kind of stuff. You can only tell a person so much. That's just like a person can't tell me, bitch, you had too many cupcakes. Bitch, I'm gonna slap her in her face. But what I'm saying is, and I'm just using that as a funny example, but we can't be responsible for somebody else's accountability. You know, I can't. And we should, huh? Okay. Oh, we're okay. We at hour six.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
So I guess we wrapping it up.
Okay. Okay. Hey yo, I appreciate, like always, we appreciate all the interaction. We appreciate everybody who, submitted comments. Nobody called in today, but we appreciate everybody that submitted comments, questions, put their input. Caleb, what's up, bro? What's good?
Right. He said you can't assume a man knew, but you also can't assume that he didn't know.
This is true.
You can't assume that. I've seen people use that as a scapegoat. Oh, I didn't know. Just like whatchamacallit said, oh, Trayvon Martin was stalking him and he was fearful for his life. It's the same thing, but with race as it is with gender. When you not truthful, you'll use anything. Old girl said, oh, she walked in this house, thought it was somebody else. It's an escape. It's a scapegoat. Yes, there are incidents where they may not have known, but there's also a lot where they did know.
Yo, thank you all again for tuning in to Agree to Disagree Talk. Um, great topics, great discussion, great dialogue, great questions, great comments, great feedback, just great. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Um, we're here every week, every Tuesday, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Um, Appreciate everybody. You can find me on Instagram. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow your boy at at C Jake Johnson. That's the letter C, Jake Johnson. And y'all know how I end it every week. Make big problems small, make small problems non-existent, baby.
Right. And again, you can follow me, Armand Anderson Bell, ARMOND, the numbers 143 on all social medias. Pretty soon we'll be putting up our streaming links. We are now on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. So I'll be putting those up on all of our pages where
iTunes.
you can, yes, iTunes, where you can listen. I'm so excited. Right now, the episodes are being slowly put up. We are at episode 3. We film on Tuesdays. Hopefully by Thursday or Friday, the episode will be up. Again, like I said, you're never lonely if you're alone. I'm sorry, there's a difference between being alone and lonely. And you're never alone if you're comfortable and like the person that you are alone with. Look at that man or woman in the mirror and make a change. We out, y'all.
Peace.